When I was younger, I used to play in the worlds created by others. From being a Z fighter training with Master Roshi to being a mutant with the X-Men, or hanging with the Straw Hat crew, or even being a Konoha ninja. But eventually, I dreamed of worlds and characters of my own making. So then I started making my own original characters, or OCs. So last week we went over the benefits and the joys of doing fan art. This week will be a companion piece, but also very different, and that we'll be talking about OCs, or original characters, and how you can create them. So let's go. So in creating OCs, or original characters, it would help to start by thinking, why? Why make an original character? Well, I think the best reason to make an original character is that you would have complete control over the depiction and the actions of said character, separate from pre-existing templates, which would come with rules and conventions that you would have to follow. So for example, if you drew Batman, you'd have to follow the rules of Batman. Others would dictate to you how Batman would have to react, how he would act, and that would get rather tiresome. Your own character, you would be free to carry out the whims and fancies of your own choosing. So a great question is, so how do we start making an original character? Now, in my character creation, I usually start with a purpose. Nearly every character I have created, I had a story in mind, or the character was made for some kind of purpose. So let's take this lineup, for example. Going from left to right, there's Macabre, Beautiful Beast Kiss, Willis Henry, Lore, and Dog. Again, from left to right, Macabre was created so I can learn inking. Beautiful Beast Kiss was started just as a joke that took on a life of its own and became a comic. Willis Henry was made as a boy's story, like a manga shonen jump style. Lore was for my love of the wandering swordsman, like The Witcher. Conan was the biggest influence, and Vampire Hunter D, while Dog was because of my love of cyberpunk, and I wanted to do a cyberpunk story. So what if you don't have a story or a purpose in mind for a character? Well, then you can start thinking of all of the things that you love. From the people you've met, the books you've read, things you've seen, anything can be inspiration. So let's take another example from this group. Let's look at Willis Henry, who is in the center. Willis Henry started because of my love of Dragon Balls, specifically young Goku, Chibi Goku. But also Tetsuwan Atom, also known as Astro Boy in the States. I like the head shape and the animal-like doctor and other people. And I use those things as a jumping off point for creating the character who I wanted to have a distinctive head, but a very squishy, soft, childlike body. But the main influence was from The Legend of Zelda, Link, the Wind Waker, who had the style at the time was controversial, but I loved it. And I wanted to make my character somewhat of that style. So Willis Henry, Kiss, and the Princess Finn were all different bits of Zelda the Wind Waker. And that's how I used a bunch of different influences to start the idea for my character. Another concept that might help you, as it has helped me, is the idea of archetypes. Archetypes are defined as a very typical example of a certain person or thing. And Carl Jung, or Jung, not sure how that is pronounced, defined 12 archetypes. There's the creator, the sage, the caregiver, the innocent, the jester, the magician, the ruler, the hero, the regular guy, the rebel, the explorer, and the lover. Now, in popular fiction, there's a lot of these that one can see throughout history. For example, Gandalf would be a magician. There are rulers and kings of all types. The hero, like Luke Skywalker. There's a sage, like Master Yoda, but he could also probably be a magician. So there's a lot of examples of these. And what you're trying to do, as when you're thinking of your character, is what is your defining trait of your character? And how can that help in the creation of a certain story for them? Now let's talk about the look of your character, which can run the gamut from very, very stylized, almost to the abstract, or all the way on the opposite spectrum of very, very realistic, and everything in between. It all depends on what you like to draw, what you like to do, what you like to see, and whatever style you can come up with. Really, the sky's the limit. But from animation, they used to teach us that one of the important aspects of character design is having a strong silhouette. And a silhouette is, if you blacked out all of the character, would that character still be able to read or be seen by the viewer as that character? And we use this often in animation comic work because we need a simple shape that a person can spot and very easily can tell who that character is. Mickey Mouse is world famous for having a very, very strong silhouette. So in this lineup here, I have blacked out all of the character, but still I can tell who's who. And that has helped in the design of the characters. And that might also help you in designing your characters for your stories. So now let's recap 3 key points. 1, original characters can help develop skills as an artist and or storyteller. 2, make a character for a purpose or a story and or a story. 3, archetypes and silhouettes can help refine and define your character designs. So I've been Trey. Thank you for joining me on this video about original characters or OCs. And I shall see you in the next video. So take care and keep shining. Bye-bye.